Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Car Question. Here we like trucks, and finally we're gonna have the chance to test the new Ford Ranger. I know that you guys that are watching us from anywhere beside the States or Canada already had that amazing vehicle. The guys in Australia, by the way, hi everybody. Well, you got it since 2015 when they did that great redesign of that truck. If you went to Thailand or any other trip on the other side, well, you still got that vehicle there rolling, and it's really popular. You've got some diesel version, you've got some Raptor version, but now it's back in North American territory. So when you look at the design, it's nearly the same that you're gonna find in your country, guys, huh? Yeah. If you go for an XL version, I'm not really a fan of the look. You know, with the steelies, when you look at it, it's probably gonna be an affordable work truck though, but I like more looks. I like the XLT, or even go with the Lariat and the FX4 package. This is the one that we have behind us. This is perfect for off-road and adventure. And also, if you're gonna use that truck in the city, you probably will need more space. So if you go with the SuperCrew, it's only a 5-foot bed. But if you go for a longer bed version, let's say the 6-foot, you're gonna lose some place inside. But if you look at the vehicle that we have, I really love the front end design, the Ranger mentioned. You can go also for some chrome package. And since we have the FX4 group, you can see the plate, you can see the hook also in the front end. You're gonna have LED headlights also. When you look on the side, you've got those side steps. The tires are really important off-road. So we're gonna be rolling hand-cooked Dynapro AT. And when you get to the bed, real easy to open. You've got that factory applied protection, and you're gonna see also a lot of hooks inside. So if you need to bring your ATV along or your snowmobile, you will have the possibility to make sure that it will hold securely into place. But today is gonna be all about adventure. So let's go have fun on the road, but also off-road, just like we like at Car Question. Once you're going to be sitting inside the Ford Ranger, you're going to see a lot of plastic. Well, remember, this vehicle has been redesigned in 2015 and brought to us here in North America. So it's really conservative. Some plastic filling here in the door. But you know what? It's going to be easy to clean if you make a mess inside your vehicle. And I would have hoped for more functionality, a little bit more storage in the center compartment. You've got some, but it's really basic. Otherwise, when you look at the screen, here in our version, it's an 8-inch screen. You've got the Sync 3 system. That is showing its age. You know, today my phone is fast, the resolution is great, and I'm hoping for the same thing for my system. So a little bit of lag, the GPS function, you need to press sometime and you're waiting for it. So what's gonna come and save the day once again is gonna be Apple CarPlay and Android Auto that you will be able to use as soon as you plug your phone into the USB connector down there. Otherwise, you've got the sound system, optional, B&O, $3,000. I'm not sure I would go for that one. But when you look at the rest of the cluster, on the left side, you're going to be able to personalize either you want your trip information or that little off-road page, which is kind of cool to give you some input. Right there in the center is going to be the speed, but on the right side, you're going to be able to show more navigation information or the music that is playing. What I really like about the Ranger though is the comfort. You know, the ride's a little bit bouncy, but the comfort of the seat is really interesting. You've got many adjustments. Okay, support for your back, for your legs. And take note that in some of the competitors' vehicle, you cannot even raise the seat. So that's a big thumbs down, but not for the Ranger here. Once you're gonna take place in the rear though, now you're gonna have to make a choice. If you go for the SuperCrew version, it's gonna be more comfort for your passenger, and it will show. The seating position is real okay, even if you bounce around onto an unbeaten path, they're gonna be comfortable just as in the front. But if you make the sacrifice to go with the double cab, well, I'm not sure they're gonna be happy, but you will have more place for your ATVs or snowmobile in the back. So to talk about that great comeback of the Ranger in North America, I'm with Joe. Joe, I've seen a lot of videos coming from Australia where you can see the big capacity of the Ranger.
Yes, absolutely. Ranger is the second best-selling midsize truck globally. So when we brought this vehicle back to North America, we started from a very good platform and a very good place. The vehicle is modified, obviously, from the global Ranger to meet all durability standards that F-150 meets. So it's been modified in many ways to meet the requirements of a North American truck buyer. Specifically on Ranger, you'll see some things that are unique. So we've gone to an aluminum hood, aluminum fenders, aluminum liftgate to reduce weight. When you reduce weight, you improve capability of the truck. We've got a 2.3 liter four-cylinder EcoBoost engine, puts out 270 horsepower, 310 foot-pounds of torque. That is best-in-class torque for a gas engine, and 7,500 pounds of towing capacity, which is best-in-class for a mid-size truck.
So this is really amazing capability. But you've got also that unique conception of the rear suspension. When you look at the competition, you see many leaves. But when you look at this one, only one there.
Yeah, so that's unique to Ranger. So it's a parabolic leaf spring. It's a single leaf spring, so it's a parabolic design. It's thick in the middle, thin on the outside, and it replaces the need to have multiple leaf springs of all the same thickness. So again, that reduces moving parts, it reduces weight, and when you reduce weight, you improve capability for the truck.
So true. So the FX4 package is meant to go off-road. Once again, I see a lot of underbody protection, but I also can see that the drive shaft and a lot of components are really higher.
So the drive shaft and the transfer case sit very high in a Ranger. They sit in between the frame rails so that when you're off-roading, there's nothing to get hung up underneath the vehicle. So it's got a very clean profile underneath. If you look at some of our competitors, you see a lot of driveline components that hang below the frame, which can get hung up on rocks and boulders. That's with all Rangers. The FX4 package is a completely different animal unto itself. So the FX4 package brings in off-road capability, and it's got a lot of cool stuff. So it's got monotube shocks, which are tuned for off-road use. You get all-terrain tires. You get a front bash plate. You get 3 skid plates underneath the vehicle. So it comes with a skid plate underneath the power steering unit, underneath the transfer case, and underneath the fuel tank. And then from a technology standpoint, a lot of capabilities. So locking rear differential, electronic locking rear differential, which splits the torque evenly between left and right rears in the rear. Trail management system, so it has 4 settings for normal use, grass and snow, mud and rut, and sand, because they all require different use of throttle and braking in order to get the vehicle out of different situations. And terrain control is essentially cruise control for off-road use. So as a driver, when you're off-roading, when you're bouncing up and down, you know, you're bashing the throttle, you're bashing the brake, which sort of makes that off-road experience even a little more dicey. Terrain control modulates throttle input and brake input, so as the driver, all you need to do is steering inputs.
And you're going to have much more precision in that rough terrain, and that's what you need. So I'm going to go with some viewer question. You know, guys, you write us the comments or the question that you want, and we're going to ask them. So feel free to answer if you want. First of all, there's a diesel Ranger in Europe now. Any plans on bringing it to the US market or even the Canadian market?
So we don't talk about future product, but I will say this. I spoke about the 2.3 liter EcoBoost and the capability. So we think our one engine strategy is an advantage. Our 2.3 liter EcoBoost accomplishes what our competitors require multiple engine configurations to get to. When you add engines from a base truck, you're adding costs. So with a Ranger, that 2.3 liter EcoBoost, it puts power and torque out very evenly through the entire rev range. Coupled with the 10-speed automatic transmission, you have torque and power when you need it most. You get great fuel economy, you get great performance.
So that sums up I'm sure that's going to be the same answer also for the Raptor guys. So we're going to see that maybe later. So keep your finger crossed for those performance enthusiasts out there. So Joe, the last question, you know, this is a tricky one because the price of the Ranger often competes with the F-150. Ford is real aggressive sometimes with the promotion, the price, and people often choose a price. I know that when you go with a little truck, it's more maneuverable, it's more agile off-road, but sometimes it can be a tough choice.
Sometimes it is indeed a tough choice, and we're lucky that we have 2 really good offerings in the showroom at price points that on occasion do overlap. But a mid-size truck buyer has different requirements and different needs than a full-size truck buyer. They're more of an adventure, outdoorsy type person that need to move mountain bikes, kayaks, camping equipment for the weekend, and yet need the maneuverability of a small truck. And making that step to a full-size truck, you're looking at more fuel consumption. They're difficult to maneuver sometimes in tight parking spaces. is Ranger offers a really viable option for that consumer that just does not want to make the leap to a full-size truck, but wants the capability and utility that a full-size truck offers, with the sort of the efficiency in packaging and the efficiency in operating a mid-size truck.
So with an impressive towing capacity, interesting payload also that you get, engine performance with the turbo engine and the FX4 Off-Road Package, and a real locker, guys. I really love that. So Joe, I think we're well equipped to go on a real big adventure. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. It was great chatting with you, Matthew.
So let's talk about the road handling of that Ford Ranger. Acceleration are pretty decent for that small 4-cylinder engine, and you're gonna get great acceleration. You don't need to make it rev real high to get all the power out of that engine. So if you're gonna be towing or hauling, guess what? You just step on it and you will feel the torque at a really low RPM band, and you're gonna be amazed on such great acceleration, even loaded. Otherwise, the road handling on the road comfort is kind of average. The rear is real bouncy. So if you know how a Jeep Wrangler handles, you're gonna find yourself in known territory. But it's a price to pay when you want to have a versatile vehicle, one that can tow, that can haul, that can give you comfort, that will give you space also inside. So you have to make sacrifice somewhere, because nobody wants to be stranded in off-road territory. You want to be able to go out there with some speed, and this machine can take the bump. You've got that great FX4 package, which is awesome off-road. You can use a rear locker in 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive low. You don't have one in front, but remember, you've got that terrain control that will give you confidence to go out there. The ride can be sometimes bouncy, but that chassis feels really firm. Let's talk about price. If you go for an XL version, well, you're gonna have to pay a little bit more than $33,000. And this one's gonna be equipped with Steely's rigger, cloth seating, collision warning system, and the sync system, but that little small screen. And this one's gonna be available only with the long box. But if you want to go with the SuperCrew, you're gonna have to go with the XLT model, which price gonna vary between $38,000 and $39,000. You will get the 17 inches wheel, Ford Copilot 360 degree, the fog lights, and the sonar when you're going to be parking into tight city space or even going off-road. Those can be pretty useful. If you want to go with the Lariat, $43,000 and more, you will get leather seats, sanctuary system, and that intelligent access. But remember, you will have to pay more money for that off-road package, $1,400,000. For that black appearance, $2,495. And how about that sound system, $3,000? So the price can go up really quickly. So competition, there is a lot of good trucks out there. We can think about the Tacoma, which is the king of reliability. Everybody's buying those, even more with the TRD Pro version. Go see the video that we did. We tested those. Those are real impressive machine. But remember, no rear lockers, no real aggressive tire. The Ford Ranger has that. And it's not even the same payload capacity. You're gonna have to check also the Ridgeline, which is much more a city truck, no low range, no real locker either, but it's really fun into some curves and will give you a great road handling. You can think about the Colorado or even the Canyon. Diesel engine are available, which is the same thing for the Ranger, but in Europe though. And right now, no plans to bring that over here. You heard Joe a little bit earlier in the video. That's gonna have to be seen. But still, you've got great engine choice with those competitors. And finally, the Nissan Frontier. Oh, here we go, back in time. If you want a taste of the past, this one is still available. It's reliable, yes, but the road handling and the feeling of it is archaic. So Nissan's gonna prepare soon a new revised version of that Frontier. They're gonna use the same chassis, but not the same component. We cannot wait to try that one. Otherwise, the Ford Ranger is a well-balanced vehicle, but you're gonna have to make a decision. Will you go for the big Ford 150 or you're gonna go with the Ranger? Well, I like little truck. I like how they are maneuverable off-road, and I like to be able to go in and out of the city with ease. And even with a big trailer, this one's gonna be able to tow it. It's kind of well balanced. It's not only about price, it's about practicality. So I want to hear from you guys. The comment section is down there below. Don't forget to do a thumbs up, subscribe to Car Question, and I'm gonna go ride that little truck.